If you rewind back to the 2024 campaign trail, there was one promise that echoed louder than almost any other: the largest mass deportation operation in American history. But here we are in 2026, and something incredibly unexpected is happening. The Trump administration, the very same administration that built its platform on a zero-tolerance immigration policy, is quietly hitting the brakes on some of its most aggressive deportation tactics. Yes, you heard that right. Deportations are being paused, halted, and completely restructured. But why? Has the administration gone soft? Have they changed their minds? Not exactly. The truth is, reality has collided with politics, from grounded military cargo planes to a massive electric vehicle battery plant in Georgia. The Trump administration has realized that mass deportation isn't just a logistical nightmare, it's an economic minefield. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the untold story of the 2026 immigration policy shift. Why did Trump personally step in to stop a mass deportation in Georgia? And why is the Pentagon suddenly refusing to fly migrants out of the country? Buckle up, because the answers have everything to do with your taxpayer dollars and the future of American jobs. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first major roadblock: the military flight halt. When the administration first rolled out its deportation strategy, the plan was bold. They were going to use the sheer might of the U.S. military, specifically massive C-17 and C-130 cargo planes, to fly undocumented immigrants out of the country or to holding facilities like Guantanamo Bay. It sounded tough on paper, but in practice, it was an absolute financial disaster. According to reports from the Wall Street Journal, flying a single military cargo plane costs the American taxpayer roughly $28,500 per hour. Now, compare that to the commercial charter flights normally used by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Those standard flights cost anywhere between $8,500 to $17,000 an hour. Do the math, the government was burning through hundreds of millions of dollars to do something that ICE was already doing for a fraction of the price. On top of that, tying up Pentagon aircraft meant taking valuable resources away from actual military readiness. So, what did the Trump administration do? They looked at the balance sheet, swallowed their pride, and grounded the military deportation flights. They reverted back to standard ICE commercial flights. It was a stark realization. Running a country like a business means you can't ignore the bottom line. Emotion had to take a back seat to economics. But if you think saving money on flights was a big deal, wait until you hear what happened down in the state of Georgia, because this is where the policy truly shifted. Recently, ICE conducted a massive, sweeping raid at a sprawling Hyundai LG electric vehicle battery plant in Georgia. During this raid, agents detained hundreds of South Korean workers. These individuals were operating without proper work visas. Under the administration's strict rules, the next step was obvious: immediate deportation. Pack them up and send them back to Seoul. But then the phone rang. President Donald Trump himself intervened. He directly ordered ICE to halt the deportations of these specific workers. Now, if you're a blue-collar worker in America, you might be asking yourself, why? Why do they get a pass? Because these weren't just any ordinary undocumented workers. These were highly specialized elite engineers and technicians in the EV battery industry. Trump and his advisors quickly realized a terrifying truth. If they deported these hundreds of experts all at once, this multi-billion-dollar factory, which is vital to the U.S. supply chain, would grind to a complete halt. So Trump made a purely strategic move. He struck a deal. He ordered that these South Korean experts be allowed to stay in the U.S. temporarily, but with a catch, a massive catch. They were ordered to stay only so they could train American workers. That's right, the administration negotiated directly with the South Korean government. The deal? The detained workers were released and allowed to finish setting up the factory under the strict condition that they transfer their knowledge, their skills, and their technology to American citizens. Once the American workers were fully trained, then the South Korean workers would be safely flown home on chartered flights. This Georgia incident wasn't just a one-off compromise. It sent a shockwave through the global business community, acting as a stern warning to foreign investors. The message from the Trump White House in 2026 is crystal clear. We want your money, we want your factories, but you will not exploit our immigration system for cheap foreign labor. If foreign tech giants or auto manufacturers want to build on U.S. soil, they are more than welcome, but they must follow the law. And more importantly, they must prioritize the American worker. If you need foreign experts to get a factory running, you bring them in legally and you use them to train Americans. Period. It's a massive evolution of the America First agenda. It's no longer just about kicking people out. It's about leveraging immigration enforcement to force massive corporations to create high-paying jobs for U.S. citizens. So what does all this mean? It means the Trump administration hasn't abandoned its tough stance on immigration. Instead, they've adopted it. They're weaponizing immigration laws not just for border security, but as an economic tool to protect taxpayer dollars and force the hiring of American workers. But I want to know what you think about this. Did Trump make the right call by pausing the deportations in Georgia to train Americans, or should the laws be enforced immediately no matter the economic cost? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to be reading through them. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a huge favor, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an update on US politics and the economy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.